All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, stream. It's game time, baby. Here we go. Con X5 with this very quick start to this Instagib final. I'll be honest with you. The action's going to be so fast here. I'm actually going to turn up my mouse sensitivity so I can move this camera around and try to keep up with these flags. Expect to see a lot of action. Probably going to be doing a lot of third-person views, a lot of this business right here because, you know, that's the way Instagib goes. People are going to be grabbing the flag down, grabbing the flag down. It's going to be a lot of movement. So we're going to try to keep up with it here. We're going to follow red flag, leaving it right. You see that cutoff right there. I'm not as familiar with these maps, but it looks like this is going to be an issue where when you grab the flags, you're going to have spawns in front of you. So we're going to have to see these flag carriers that can frag their way out of base in order to get any real traction. So far, some quick grabs from both sides, but of course going down in a hurry. It looks like these defenders are opting to play out of the flag room forward. This one you see Kaiman jumping around the side there, flanking them to get to the flag. It'll be interesting to see if he can do that consistently because they're playing up front, the red side up on these ramps. Let's go see if we can see how the blue team is defending. It'll be interesting to compare. The flag seems to be going up and down a lot more. I think red might be running one dedicated flag runner though. I'll try to see if their cover is setting up in any consistent position. Yeah, it looks like Impure, Angel of Love are going to be defending for blue. You see Impure playing more in the flag room, so they're stretched a little more linearly, perhaps. It looks like they're pushed up too, so I guess what you're going to have is covering these ramps, and whenever someone gets by, they'll have to fall back. Pretty classic formation, but as we saw before, he does leave room to be flanked from these side low entrances, so count on these offenses to give him some cover, or to give him some calls, rather, to let them know when someone sneaks through. So far, neither flag really in any danger of going anywhere. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. A lot of stats on this Instagib scoreboard, so that's really helpful. Things you want to highlight, I mean, really at the end of the day, caps are the only thing that matter. If you have a huge frag discrepancy between one team and another, that can sometimes be a good indicator of someone just being bullied. Here we go. We got a good run from SFINAE through mid, out the right side. They've got cover pushed up to the side. Their flag is gone. The base is a little dirty. Nice cover kill right there. That's clutch. He's going to stay in there. You notice how he kept that... Oh, last second denial. He missed the flag. Flag goes down. Blue in there. Oh, wow. Looked like he dove right by the flag stand. That was a robbery by blue. They had a great setup, though. They came in the side here, and you saw they had cover just waiting in that same defensive stance. So the defense is just going to push up, cover this bottleneck. It didn't even go back for the pickup. Just stayed there and kept it held down for the seal. Pretty much textbook there by red, but that last second denial by blue. Wish we could see the instant replay on that. One of these days I'll get that working. But first huge play of the game, that's basically going to be, that's essentially a cap for blue. Like a denial is basically the same as capping. So still a tie game. Still got 4 minutes left in the first half. Plenty of time for these teams to kind of get into a rhythm, shake off some of those nerves. And for these defenders too, if they can get the offenses of the other team out of sync, that can sometimes be a huge rhythm aspect to Instagib. Looks like if someone in chat wants to help me, is his name pronounced Kaiman? A lot of these folks I'm not going to be as familiar with coming from North America myself, so I'm sure I'll mispronounce some of these guys' names. All right, let's go look at the blue flag for a while. One interesting aspect of casting Instagib is since there's no power-ups, really all the action is in mid, or excuse me, all the action is in bases. There's not much going on in mid. Let me see, is there a mini-map? Minimap might not be a bad idea here, so we can kind of get an idea of where teams are pushing forward and back. This map's very symmetric. Keeman, okay, we'll go with that. From the semifinals matches I watched, he seemed to be the dedicated flag runner for his team, getting pretty much all of the flag grabs for them. So looks like he'll be running it mostly for them. I'm not sure who Red's primary flag runner will be. Looks like we've had Synapse grabbed it earlier. Synapse. Chaos Engine's also going in there. So it looks like they're pretty much running 2 on offense. Pretty much going to be 2-on-2 then in blue base unless they drop one back. So they might want to organize their attacks here to try to go in 2 versus 2, get a couple kills. This does seem like the kind of map, though, where the defense is going to spawn in front of you out of base. So you're not going to want to grab the flag and just dive out yourself because you're just going to be double or triple team most likely. This is a good time. We got a little bit of downtime. Both defenses really holding the flags down. You see, not a lot of long flag ones. We had that run by Synapse that ended up being denied by the last second. A lot of high frag counts here. All right, let's push across mid. see what's happening. I'm very curious to see, since both teams are running similar setups. Let's see what it looks like from first-person perspective. I'm curious how the defenders are taking pot shots at each other. Yeah, right here across the map, you got a chance to really get some long-distance shots. But let's go. Here we go. Follow this flag. Get some movement going. Ooh, you see him changing. Ooh, changing direction there. Chaos Engine was pushing up there to give him some cutoff cover, but just couldn't get there in time. It seems like these teams are having a hard time syncing up their offense. You see, yep, blue. Actually, blue's putting 3 into red base right now, so that might actually be a flag that we see move. Oh, tons of pressure, but good job by red to clear that out. Double kill there. You see clearing out that base, seeing a lot more falling back by red there. Really, both teams falling back as soon as their base gets dirty. What will be cool to see is what happens once we do see a flag pulled across, because once time becomes a factor, I mean, we're coming up to only a minute left in the first half. I'd be interested to see if either team decides to push forward, maybe push an extra attacker, as we do see that flag on the move, dropping again immediately. But if one team pulls a cap across and can manage to score, that's going to put a lot more pressure on the other side to stop being as defensive, and that can really open the game up a bit for one side or the other. And this is now we actually have both flags on the move. All right, blue's out the left side. They've got cover right there. Both go down. Oh, a nice pickup there. Clutch kill, keeping his flags alive, and all of a sudden we have a standoff. So this is huge because this is going to continue until a team drops the flag. So if they play their cards right, one team should go into the halftime here with a cap here. So you see where blue's setting up. They're setting up in this back corner. One cover on each side, watching both. They've already got their assignments here. Very deliberate. Let's go see what it's looking like on the red side. Looks like pretty much the exact same setup. Although they're down a man. Kaiman comes in. Ooh, that was a close one right there. Oh, the red flag gets returned. Oh, it's going to go to halftime. Yes. Well, there you go. So really looking back at that first half, the story was that cap that got denied at the last second, it was perfectly run, had great cover, had people in position, they had the seal, and they just missed that flag stand and a clutch return, and you subtract that one for red, and it's 0-0, and here we go, second half getting started. We're going to start on the red base, kind of see, looks like they're setting up pretty much the same as far as that left and right side. Let's go on board with Vipers, see what he's seeing from his perspective. It seems like they're more or less, like they're running pretty tight rotations here. In other words, they're not patrolling around a long way. They're mostly holding one spot. The old UT99 players here, you'll remember playing Corette and how you have someone playing that ramp by the door there. Same kind of thing. You're not so much going to be roaming around. You're basically going to be just watching the entrances from a fairly vulnerable position. That's kind of the downside of that, is you are going to be predictable. So if the attackers come in, they know more or less where you're going to be standing. It's just going to be a matter of who can win that one-on-one duel. But with a linear map like this, you've got to kill the defense so many times to really get that flag moving. It can be tough. Yeah, we're seeing multiple pickups. Let's go on board with Keeman. He's been that primary attacker. I haven't seen if there's any consistency to where he's getting shot down by the defense. He seemed to sneak in that side. Both coming left. Yeah, really nowhere to easily double back there. We'll watch him on one more attack and see what it looks like. That high ground by the defense is so tough. You see him getting shot in the back. You kind of have to. The defense in that position basically makes you decide: do you want to shoot at them, or do you want to try to sneak by them? You basically can't do both. Moving and shooting against that at the same time is hard. See him get one kill, waiting for the other defender, and that was just a quick spawn kill, or respawn kill, if you will. We'll watch him for a few more seconds. Just absolutely running into the meat grinder there. Let's see if we can take a look at the scoreboard. I'd be curious, does this mod show the total frags? It does, 272 to 264. So, yeah, frags and deaths pretty even between the two sides. You can see that efficiency, 50 and 51%, virtually identical. So what you're seeing here is kind of a stalemate because both teams are pretty much just flip a coin. Like, they're trading kills. And it's keeping the front lines pretty much right down the middle of the map. It's not like one team is running over the other team's base. That's why these flags are getting picked up and going right back down. If one team wants to pull ahead here, they're probably going to have to put an extra maybe defender in mid to take a little bit more of an aggressive stance, pushing up against the enemy's defenders. But let's follow Synapse. We saw him with that great run earlier, and he's just getting, coming out that spawn room. He's facing down 3 blues right there. It's tough because in a smallish map like this, you don't necessarily want to double back around on your spawn. You kind of want to take what the game gives you and work with it. Oh, you see him getting the kill there. Had cover in place. Just couldn't get out. Oof, just an absolutely brutal spawn. Seeing trying to crack that puzzle of just how to get into this red base, or excuse me, this blue base. Although both teams right now are really struggling to get anything moving. Trading kills there. Alright, so we're down to 3.5 minutes left. Someone in chat, anyone know what the structure of this tournament is? In other words, do we go to a tie? Is that how does the point system work? Because obviously this is a final. We do need a winner. If this map ends up in a tie, will they just go to the next map? Or are we going to see some sudden death? This is obviously a symmetrical map, so it's not like we have to worry about. Okay. Well, that's good because both teams seem to be locking down this map pretty well. This seems like one of those matches that could go on forever if we let both teams play defensively. If anyone ever played Dueling Keeps in 2K4, that's what some of those games felt like. Or I think Notorious played a 2.5-hour game on November back in the day. I think against Wet Dream. I luckily was out of town for that match and missed it. I don't think I missed much. Actually, we see this red flag moving now. Blue's got it back in their base. They can get this base cleared out. They can get this go-ahead cap. You see him bouncing around. There's a return. A blue team scores with 2.5 minutes left. Red's going to have to get a lot more aggressive here if they want to try to get this flag moving and tie this back up. We're going to watch this blue base now because this is really what needs to start moving. So Chaos Engine coming in. They've had 2 people, Synapse and Chaos Engine, attacking together, but they're going to have to be a lot more aggressive. With 2 minutes left, the way blue is defending, you might almost push 4 full offense. I don't know. It's you got to take some risks here in order to get a reward out of it. You see blue maybe falling back just that little extra bit more. So chat, how is it just map wins, or is total caps going to have any impact? So in other words, if blue wins the next, wins this map 1-0 and red wins the next map 5-0, does that affect anything, or is it just going to be one map to one map? I'd be curious to see how they're structuring this. That could determine, whether you're willing to be a little more risky about trying to catch back up the ends of games like this. If you see that red flag moving in, I'm going to push up and see, the blue team's defenders are really falling back in their flag room. So as red team, you see them all across mid. Red is all over mid right now. They have nobody in their base. And with 1.5 minutes left, this is what you have to do. You just have to get the flag moving. You're willing to give up a grab. You got cover on them. They're coming out high. Once they get above this ramp now, he's going to be a lot harder to shoot. He's probably going to get across mid. Oh, mid-air shot. Oh, the clutch. Oh, man, almost a pickup right there. That would have been in their base just a few steps away. So here we're seeing a lot more, like I said, the game opening up once one team pulls across a cap. And blue desperately trying to keep their base clean, because they know that all that has to happen, once that flag is moving, the 0-0s on the clock won't really matter. And if you're blue right now, if you're red right now, you're okay with blue grabbing that flag. You just have to get this blue flag moving. See him right now, Keeman probably not even really pushing forward. Actually, that would be a smart move on blue's part if they grab red flag just to hide out in a red base and take that time down, because red's eventually going to have to kill them in order to finalize the cap. SFINAE with some nice moves here. You see him shifting around, changing direction. He's still got a teammate there, and just Red is on there. Like their cover has been in position a lot during this match, but credit Blue, they've been taken out. Everyone who's been diving for the flags to get those clutch pickups have just been blasted. So seeing some good organization from both sides. I think Blue may be just coming up with a couple more clutch kills, and it's such a close match. We're about to tick down here. 3, 2, 1. That'll end it. So yeah, that earlier cap, that last second save by Blue coming up huge right now, would have been a tie game otherwise.